You know that look she gave you? The one that lingered just a second too long? You probably thought, she's just being polite. But here's the truth. That glance? That subtle smile? She's already imagining life with you. She's wondering how your hands would feel wrapped around hers at a dinner table. She's picturing Sunday mornings, your hoodie draped over her shoulders. You've been missing the signs, but they've been right there, plain as day. Was it just in your head? Or has she already started writing your love story without you even knowing it? If you've ever felt like a girl was quietly testing your future together, drop a in the comments. Stick around, because the last sign will shock you. You walk into the room. Not even 2 steps in, and your eyes scan the space, half conscious, half curious. You weren't looking for anyone specific, but something happens. Across the crowd, dim lights casting soft shadows, she looks up. Her eyes find yours. For a moment, it holds. Not long. Not dramatic. Just a fraction of a second longer than necessary. Then she looks away, half smile, hair tucked behind her ear, and you're left wondering, wait, was she looking at me? You probably told yourself it didn't mean anything. Maybe she was just zoning out. Maybe it was coincidence. Or maybe you imagined it. But here's what most men don't realize. When a woman starts fantasizing about what life could feel like with you, it doesn't start with a bold move or a dramatic confession. It starts with the glance. That micro moment where her brain skips ahead to a version of you in her world.c. Women are trained socially, emotionally, evolutionarily to observe. They don't throw signals like men do. They imply. They suggest. They open doors softly, hoping you're attuned enough to notice. That lingering glance, it's one of those doors. And when she's imagining life with you, even if she hasn't admitted it to herself yet, her gaze begins to change. It's not just the look, it's the look away. The quickness with which she breaks the gaze, like she touched something too hot. The sudden fascination with her phone screen. The flicker of a smile she tries to hide. All of it is part of a story happening under the surface. And the truth is, her imagination has already leapt forward past introductions, past small talk, all the way to lazy Sundays and shared secrets. But here's the wild part. Most men never catch it. Most men are too distracted, too self-conscious, or too quick to write it off. But you're different. You're the kind of guy who notices things, who feels that flicker in the air when something unspoken is being said with nothing but a glance. Let me paint this for you. She's at the edge of the room, laughing with a friend. You walk in. She notices. Her smile shifts slightly, just for a breath. Her posture straightens. She adjusts her hair. Then she catches herself and returns to the conversation like nothing happened. But everything happened. Because in that moment, her mind ran a simulation. You holding her waist at that very party. You walking her out to her car. You texting her later that night. She doesn't know it consciously. It's instinct, projection, but it's real. And it matters. So, next time her eyes meet yours, and you feel that strange electricity in your chest, don't look away too quickly. Hold it, just for 2 seconds longer than usual. Let her feel seen. Let her wonder if you noticed what she just revealed. Because you did. And that already puts you miles ahead of most guys in the room. It usually starts with something small. Almost. Too small to notice. She struggles to open a stubborn jar, her brows furrowing, her hands twisting just a bit too dramatically. Or maybe she drops her keys right in front of you, letting out a soft sigh as she bends down to pick them up, glancing your way as if to say, "Are you just going to watch?" You think it's random. You think she's just clumsy, or maybe she's having one of those off days. But here's the truth. This is no accident. This is a test. Women, whether they realize it or not, are masters of subtlety. And when she starts imagining you in her life, she begins to unconsciously place herself in positions where you can show her something critical, your protective instinct, your reliability, your steadiness. She's not asking if you can lift heavy boxes. She's asking if she can lean on you in life's tougher moments. Imagine this. You're sitting in a crowded cafe, sunlight spilling across the table between you. She laughs at something you said, then reaches for her drink, accidentally knocking it over, the glass tipping, water pooling toward her phone. In an instant, you reach over, lifting her phone, steadying the glass, grabbing napkins without hesitation. You think you just saved her phone, but in her mind, you just became the man who reacts with calm, quiet protection. The man who makes her feel safe. She's watching everything. The way you respond when she mentions her car's making weird noises. The way you subtly guide her to the inside of the sidewalk when you walk down the street together. The way you step between her and the loud guy at the bar, without aggression, but with quiet certainty. She's not looking for a knight in shining armor. She's looking for a man who notices. A man who moves without hesitation when she's in need. And here's the kicker. Most guys brush this off. They either miss the moment completely, or they overcompensate, trying to show off in ways that feel unnatural. But not you. You're starting to see the game beneath the game. The test wrapped inside the innocent. Scenario. So next time she struggles to reach the top shelf, while her taller friend stands right beside her, don't hesitate. Don't ask. Just calmly step in, retrieve what she needs, and return it with a slight knowing smile. You've just passed a test she didn't even realize she was giving. And believe me, she'll notice. It always sneaks up on you in the most casual way. You're sitting across from her at that cozy little coffee shop, the one with the creaky floors and soft jazz humming in the background. She's swirling her drink absent-mindedly, eyes glimmering with curiosity, when she asks, almost out of nowhere, "Would you ever want a cabin in the woods someday?" You pause. You think it's just random small talk. A daydream about escaping the city. Something she's seen on Instagram or read in a book. But what's really happening is far deeper than you realize. She's not just talking about cabins. She's sketching out the blueprint of her future. And without saying it, she's quietly inserting you into the frame. Women are wired for emotional projection. Their minds leap forward, not because they're impulsive, but because they're intuitive. And when she starts picturing you as part of her story, it slips into conversation in the most innocent ways. She mentions how cute it would be to take a road trip down the coast. She jokes about how bad she'd be at planning a wedding, then glances at you to see your reaction. She casually brings up baby names she's always liked, purely hypothetically, of course. And here's where most men miss the cue. You hear these things and think she's just making conversation, being playful, or filling the silence. But that's not what's really happening here. She's testing something fundamental: emotional compatibility. She's watching how you respond to these hypothetical futures, because to her, they aren't just words. They're emotional auditions. Imagine this moment. You're talking about travel, and she suddenly says, "You strike me as the type who'd love Italy. Have you ever thought about going there with someone special?" You chuckle, thinking it's just a light-hearted guess. But inside her mind, she's already imagined it. Walking the streets of Florence with you, sharing pasta in a candlelit alleyway, feeling your hand in hers under the warm Mediterranean sun. She's already there. She's testing if you can see it. Oh, and don't be fooled by the coincidences. Somehow, the cities she mentions always seem to align with the places you've said you wanted to visit. The music she talks about? The same genre you mentioned. Liking last week. It's not random. It's alignment, intentional or unconscious. Most guys chuckle, change the subject, and miss the doorway entirely. But not you. You're here because you're starting to see it. So next time she drops one of these little future talk seeds, don't brush it off, lean in. Smile slightly and ask her, what makes you dream about that? Watch her eyes light up. You've just deepened the connection without even trying. And here's the truth. She replay that moment in her head later, over and over, wondering if you're already part of her daydream. It doesn't always start with an invitation. Sometimes it begins with a name drop. You're chatting casually, maybe texting back and forth, and she mentions you to her friends, subtly, casually, almost like it slipped out by accident. Oh, yeah, my friend Jig says the same thing. She laughs, sliding your name into the conversation as if it's the most natural thing in the world. But here's the hidden layer most guys never notice when she's secretly imagining life with you. She doesn't just picture herself with you. She imagines how you blend with her world, her tribe, her people. One night, you find yourself invited to a group dinner. It seems spontaneous. Her friends are there, playful and curious, and somehow you're seated right next to her. Throughout the evening, you notice the way her eyes brighten when you speak, the way her laughter softens when you tease her. But here's what really gives it away. Her friends already know things about you. Little details she shared, sprinkled into previous conversations when you weren't around. You probably think it's innocent. You assume she just mentioned you in passing. But the truth? She's been testing the waters, gauging how her social circle reacts to your name. And now she's bringing you in not just physically, but symbolically. See, women are highly attuned to their social environments. Their friends' opinions matter, not because she lacks independence, but because she understands something fundamental: relationships don't exist in isolation. They grow or wither inside the gardens of mutual connections. And this isn't random. It's deliberate, even if she doesn't fully realize it. If she starts imagining life with you, she'll naturally want to see if you fit into her circle. And her friends? They're not just there for laughs, they're observing, watching how you carry yourself, how you treat her, how you interact with them. Picture this. You're at that dinner, and her friend nudges her playfully, saying, "He really is your favorite person, huh?" She laughs, brushing it off, but there's a glow in her cheeks. You might think it's just harmless teasing, but in her mind, it's confirmation. You pass the vibe check. Most guys don't even realize they're being evaluated. They either try too hard or fade into the background. But not you. You're learning to recognize the moment when it arrives. So the next time you find yourself welcomed into her circle, even casually, stay grounded. Be warm, but calm. Engaged, but not eager. Let them come to you. This isn't just socializing. It's a preview of a future she's already imagined, and now she's seeing how it feels with you right there in it. There's a certain quiet that comes before it happens. A soft lull in the conversation. The kind of pause that makes the world outside feel distant, like everything else has faded out. It's late. Maybe you're sitting together in a car, rain tapping gently against the windshield, the dim glow of the dashboard lights reflecting in her eyes. And then, without warning, she says something you didn't expect to hear. Maybe it's about her childhood, a story about a family fight she's never shared before. Maybe it's about an old relationship that left her feeling small, broken in, places she's still trying to heal. Or maybe it's about a dream she's never dared to say out loud. You sit there, half stunned, listening as she lets her guard down word by word, breath by breath, and you probably think, she's just venting, she's just unloading. You assume she needed someone to talk to, and you just happened to be the person there in the moment. But that's not what's happening. What's really happening is this. She's letting you see her unfiltered. The parts of her that feel too fragile for the world. The parts that scare her. The part she usually hides behind sarcasm or small talk, or that carefully crafted, Instagram-worthy version of herself. This isn't accidental. It's instinctual. Because when a woman starts imagining life with you, she doesn't just picture the highlight reel. She starts wondering, can he handle the parts of me that aren't easy to love? And here's where it gets deeper. Vulnerability isn't about weakness, it's about trust. When she shares something raw with you, it's not just an emotional release. It's a subconscious question. Are you strong enough to hold this with me? Most guys fumble here. They either rush in to solve everything, offering advice she never asked for, or they shut down, uncomfortable with the sudden shift in mood. And just like that, the door closes. The moment passes. She pulls back, but not you. You're learning to recognize the window when it opens. And more importantly, you're learning how to stay present inside it. Picture this moment. She's staring out the window, voice soft, telling you about the time she lost her best friend because of betrayal. Her hands twist nervously in her lap. The air is thick with that delicate, painful honesty. And instead of fixing it, you just sit with her. You nod. You listen. You let the silence stretch, letting her know you're there, steady, grounded, unfazed by her shadows. And in her mind, something shifts. Suddenly, you're not just the guy she's talking to. You're the man she can lean on. The man she can. Imagine falling asleep beside, knowing she doesn't have to wear armor around you. Next time she opens that window, don't rush in to fix anything. Just listen. Be still. Let her fill the space with her truth. Because in her eyes, that's what makes you different. That's what makes you the one she keeps imagining. Over and over again, it usually starts with something so subtle you don't even realize it's happening. You're hanging out, maybe watching a movie or grabbing a late-night bite, and she repeats a phrase you've said 100 times before. That inside joke you thought was just your weird little quirk? Suddenly, it's rolling off her tongue. With the same cadence, the same playful smirk. At first, you think it's coincidence. You assume she just picked it up because you've been around each other a lot. But here's what most men never see. This is her subconscious syncing with you. When a woman starts secretly imagining life with you, her brain doesn't just watch you. It mirrors you. It's not manipulation. It's biology. Psychologists call it limbic resonance, our nervous systems tuning to people we feel emotionally drawn to. And in women, it happens almost effortlessly. She starts copying your body language. Lean back when you lean back. Picking up her drink right after you do. Her words start to match your rhythm, your slang, your playful sarcasm. It's like watching two people in perfect sync, except she doesn't even realize she's doing it. Imagine this moment. You're both at your favorite burger spot, laughing about something ridiculous, and you order your usual. Later that week, you catch her ordering the exact same thing, even when you're not with her. She laughs and says, "I guess you've rubbed off on me." But here's the truth. It's not just about burgers or phrases. It's about alignment. She's not consciously trying to copy you. She's trying to feel what it's like to live in your world, to speak your language, to move in your orbit. Most guys think, oh, we just have similar tastes. But what's really happening is this. She's testing emotional chemistry in the most primal way possible. And here's where you have a secret weapon. Because now you see it. The next time you notice her mirroring you, maybe she crosses her legs right after you do, or starts quoting your favorite YouTuber. Don't just let it pass unnoticed. Playfully tease her. Smirk and say, "You've been stealing my moves again, huh?" Watch her reaction. The blush. The laugh. The playful shove. In that moment, you're confirming something she's been subconsciously hoping for, that you both feel the connection. That her little habit of mirroring you isn't going unnoticed. And that you're totally in on it. Most men never catch this. But you're the kind of man who pays attention. And the truth is, once she starts mirroring you, she's already halfway into the version of life where you're together. It happens in passing, almost too casually to catch. You're sitting with her, maybe scrolling through your phones when she mentions him, some guy from her class. Or maybe it's that coworker who just won't stop flirting. She says it with a shrug, eyes flicking toward you for just a moment, watching for something, anything. You laugh it off. Or maybe you tense up, just slightly, unsure whether it's even worth reacting. After all, people talk about coworkers and classmates all the time, right? You think it's harmless chatter. But deep down, something feels off. A little knot twisting in your stomach. And here's what most guys miss. This isn't random. It's deliberate, even if she doesn't consciously realize it. When a woman starts secretly imagining life with you, she begins testing your emotional stability. She wants to know how you handle competition without making it obvious. It's subtle. She doesn't want to push you away or ignite full-blown jealousy. No, this is what I call jealousy light. Just enough to stir something inside you, to make you wonder where you really stand in her world. She's not trying to make you feel insecure. She's seeking clarity, because here's what's running through her mind. If I'm going to picture a life with him, I need to know will he crumble under pressure? Will he get possessive? Or can he stay calm, confident, and playful, even when other men are in the picture? Let me paint the scene for you. You're at dinner, sharing jokes. Everything's light and fun. Then she drops it. Oh, Ryan from work keeps asking me to grab drinks with him. He's so annoying sometimes. She says it lightly, almost rolling her eyes. But what she does next is key. She glances at you, waiting. She's reading every micro-reaction in your face. Do you stiffen up? Get defensive? Or do you lean back, smirk, and say something like, "Sounds like Ryan has good taste, but you're a little out of his league, don't you think?" That's the move. Calm, confident, playfully detached, but still showing that subtle spark of masculine pride. Most men either overreact, showing insecurity, or freeze up, pretending they don't care at all. Both moves lose her interest instantly. But you're now the guy who doesn't flinch. The guy who knows he's the prize and isn't afraid to show it in a playful, controlled way. In her mind, that's magnetic. Because she's not looking for a man who's easily shaken. She's looking for one who can hold the frame, who can handle life's little tests without spiraling into neediness. Next time she mentions some other guy, don't panic. Smile. Lean back. Deliver that playful line, calm and smooth. He's got good taste. You'll see it in her eyes instantly: amusement, relief, and that unmistakable glimmer that says, "You passed." Because deep down, she wanted to know, can you handle the life she's already imagining with you? And now she has her answer. By now, you've seen it. The patterns, the hidden signs, the subtle ways she's been weaving you into the quiet corners of her mind, sometimes without even realizing it herself. Maybe you're replaying old moments right now. That glance that lasted a second too long. That time she conveniently needed your help with something almost too trivial. Or those little jokes about someday that don't seem so random anymore. It's not a coincidence. It never was. Let's bring it all together. Here's your internal checklist. The signs that she's already imagining life with you, whether she's bold enough to say it or not. First, the lingering glance. That look that holds just barely before she pulls away, testing your awareness, hoping you'll catch her imagining what it feels like to be near you. Then, the damsel in distress setups. Tiny, intentional tests of your protective instinct, where she hands you the chance to show her you're the man who makes her feel safe. Next, the casual, future talk. The conversations about vacations, weddings, and dreams where you're not just a participant, but the hidden co-star. Then comes social circle inclusion. Those moments where she subtly brings you into her world, letting her friends pre-screen the man she's already picturing by her side. The emotional vulnerability windows. The late-night confessions and soft truths where she quietly asks, "Can I trust you with this part of me?" Her mirroring of your energy and habits, speaking your words, copying your pace, slipping into sync without even trying. And finally, the jealousy light test. Those playful mentions of other guys, where she's really watching to see if you'll stay calm and claim your place without fear. Which of these signs surprised you the most? Drop a comment below, and if even one of these signs happened to you recently, you already know what it means. You're not just passing through her life. You're living rent-free in her imagination, and it's only just beginning.